Salutations, divine architects. Thank you for your being here. Thank you for your presence at this moment. Thank you for being you. And you are divine architects, the creators of New Earth's reality. Hence the name of the channel. Thank you for your co-creation. Do you remember who you are, who you were? Do you remember the times that you passed over and held and kept the wisdoms and the mysteries that were passed over through time, through generations, through peoples and peoples, over the seas, and through the symbolism and through the buildings, the constructions, the structures of the past. You were the ones who were in those temples, who were the priests, the High-priestess, the funerary priest in Egypt, the sages, mages, and wisdom keepers. You are those people. If you did not know this, now you know. And all you need to do is to spread this wisdom. It is ancient, and it is held and kept close. It was kept in as a secret through the Templar order, via Freemasons in newer times and Rosicrucians and other communities that held this knowledge, passed it over and kept it from the masses, because it was dangerous. But now the times shifting, the veil is thinning, and we are ready to hear and see, and let those who have ears hear. And let us begin. For those who are new, thank you for being here. I love you guys, and I can feel you. These are 70% energetic transmissions, 25% information. So be patient and have trust in this process. I read from tarot deck, from fairies deck, and from the runes for your highest and greatest good. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like. If you don't, then thank you for your honesty. For whom do I read? Please, Holy Spirit, guide my hand to the card. For whom do I read? What is the challenge? And what is the message from Spirit? The Chariot, the Victories. This is very mysterious card. It's in the bottom of the deck, which means we have arrived to some sort of destination, some major shift has happened, and seventh cycle in the alchemical process has been over of one part of something, and it was successful, and now we'll see from the cards. I usually take one rune Please guide my hand to the rune of the day. Yes. Engwas, I think this one. Let me check. My trusted note. Lagouge, actually, yeah, sorry, I misinformed you. This is, Lagouge means a lake, literally it means lake. It's number, which number it is? 21, yes. Life's vital power. Hello? Like, how these runes are created, like, or runic text, you can create like this, and then put two like here, which would represent a god. F is like Fehu is a god, usually represents Odin, and but with this combined, you can add two meanings and combine into broader, sentences or meanings. So let's see. Again, 6 of Swords, representing the moving away from some struggles and battles, and this can represent a physical movement, physical, traveling from destination to destination with your possessions, with your, loved ones, and your, like, moving from town to town, from new location, or this can represent a movement from some sort of struggles. Yeah, magician. As you speak, so you create. So there is the magician. I love this card. It represents our creative mind, our commanding, our unity consciousness inside of us, our God particle inside that creates. So the magician here holds his right hand to the sky and his left pointing down to earth. So he's channeling from the above to below. As above, so below. There is some sort of struggle, some sort of challenge in creating the path for yourselves, the right conditions for something to be manifested. So, and there is this point of, you are in this lake of life vital power, of pranic core that's happening inside of you. And the challenge here is with this creative power. It's blocked, it seems. The idea here is to look inside with the light. And I really mean to look. What does this mean? It means sit without distractions. Like, really sit doing nothing. It's very difficult. If you ever meditated, okay, so like meditation is, yeah, you are kind of doing something, but you're trying not to do. But sit doing nothing and allow your thoughts to come up. Allow this thing to bubble up, to see it. The message from Spirit, you are in this lake of vital power that's bubbling, that wants to surface, and you need to seclude yourself in solitude for a moment or two to see this path before you. You are blind at the moment. You don't see how you can create. There is a blockage in the flow. It's not major, but it is major. So you need to dive deep down into yourself. You are in this creative light power, etheric power. You are surrounded, so there is conditions for you to seclude yourself, to be present with yourself. Sit in meditation and ask what needs to be heard. And don't expect it immediately. Give it some time, give it some days to unfold. But do this every day in meditation. I'm gonna read you the description for a magician, and you can pull some ideas from there. The description, the book from I read is L.W.D. Lawrence says illustrate the key to the tarot, which is kind of the universal descriptions from these cards. A youthful figure in a robe of a magician, having a countenance of divine Apollo, with a smile of confidence and shining eyes. Above his head is a mysterious sign of Holy Spirit, the sign of life, like an endless cord forming a figure of 8 in horizontal position. So Holy Spirit above. About his waist is a serpent cincture, the serpent appearing to devour its own tail. This is familiar to most of a conventional symbol of fraternity, but here it indicates more especially the eternity of attainment in the spirit. In the magician's right hand is a wand raised towards heaven, while the left hand is pointing to the earth. This dual sign is known in very high grades in the Institute of Mysteries. It shows the descent, very high grade of grace, virtue, and light, down from things above and right to things below. The suggestion throughout is therefore the possession of communication of the powers and the gifts of spirit. On the table in front of the magician are symbols of 4 tarot suits, signifying the elements of natural life which lay like counters before the adept, and he adapts them as he wills. Beneath are roses and lilies, the floss compi and lilicum convalium, change into garden flowers to show the culture of aspiration. This card signifies the divine motive in man, reflecting God, the will in the liberation of its union with that which is above. It is also the unity of individual being on all places, and in a very high sense it is a thought, in the fixation thereof. With further reference to the sign of life and its connection with the number 8, it may be remembered as the Christian Gnosticism speaks of rebirth of Christ as a change unto Ogdad. The mystic number is termed Jerusalem above, the landing flowing with the milk and honey, the Holy Spirit, and the land of the Lord. According to Martinism, 8 is the number of Christ. Wow. Yeah. So the idea, this looks like number 1. So I felt like we're moving away from this useless battles or things from the past. You are moving along. So the challenge here is to activate this creative, this divine flow from above that creates. The best way to emphasize it is to trust your intuition and exercise your first idea, your first thought, first flow of energy. Of course, you have to pray for it to be from the divine before you put your trust in it. So, prayer, meditation, yoga before everything, and when the momentum forms, you see the idea, you act on it, you trust it, and when it's confirmed as a right choice, you thank the spirit for the guidance, and thus you create the circuit that emphasizes the flow of this Holy Spirit, divine flow from above to below. The Spirit is saying, seek and you shall find. Sink deep into yourself and see what is missing, what is there to be uncovered with the light of your consciousness. It is there to show you where you can improve yourself. Alrighty then. I'm gonna pull. Let's see. Fairies always have awesome messages, so I'm gonna read you from the fairies book, and I'm gonna pull a card for that and see what I get. So we have like 3 major arcana cards, so very major reading. These fairies, tell me, what is the message from the fairies for this reading? What is the message? Yeah, see, like diversity and the a lot on your mind, a lot of different influences. Lasguna. Lasguna is fairy frog queen, I think. 39. Let's see what she says. Like there is a convul. It's not 39, yeah. Lasguna. Sunken treasure, discovery of self. Yeah, discovery of self and adventure. Like this, the hermit is that. The hermit is, by the way, the hermit is a name from Hermes, derived from Hermes. So it is a person, usually an older, or any person, a sage, a seeker of wisdom who secludes himself from the world in his proverbial cave or whatever, and he meditates upon himself to see himself, to discover himself. So this Losguna tells us that we need like to sink deep into ourselves and seek the sunken treasure of our soul. The realm of Los Guna, the frog queen, is extensive, both below and above the waters. Hello? Below and above the waters. The room was the lake. Okay? So are you connecting these dots? Please do. Fairy waters are made up of human emotions, sometimes beautifully clear and sparkling, sometimes disgustingly murky. Different fairies are attracted to different waters. Exploration is what this card is all about, and through exploring and seeing what we really are, warts and all, we discover parts of our talents and potentials that we have hidden by old traumas and misunderstandings or by lack of opportunity. So you are moving from this lack of opportunities, from this unfulfillment, and you're moving to a new self, and there is a need for you to discover this, what it is. There is something that needs to be discovered, which will activate this flow, this divine flow. Of course, you need to pray for that too. Los Guna tells us to pay attention to our dreams, to listen to the murmur of the waters, to note the patterns in the damp, fallen leaves, to listen for the distant, high sounds of angelic music among the stars. She also suggests soothing baths, hot tubs, jacuzzis, trips to the nearest spa or hot springs, and dips in the handiest sea, pond or mountain lake. Mud baths also help us quiet down and become strong enough to explore her territory, which is the earth and the waters, from the depths to the heights. As important as it is to explore the inner realms, she tells us that the exploration of the outer realms is also vital. She suggests that we also go places we have never been, try things that we've never done, take classes in subjects we always meant to study somewhat, someday. Maybe even learn a language to see what takes us. Explore widely and deeply in our own world, so that we can develop the adventurousness of our spirit. It almost goes without saying that she recommends exploring fairy. She also suggests kissing any metaphorical or actual frogs you encounter to test for princes or princesses. But I do not know how seriously you want to take that suggestion. That's what it says. So, yeah. So the fairies also confirm this exploration into self. There is a pressing need to seek this thing that creates inside of you, this point of creation, which will happen once you are quiet enough. And with this, the message is complete and enough. I hope you liked it. Tomorrow, join me 6 p.m. at the meditation live on YouTube. Until then, I will love you and salute you.